What's up YouTube, SaberWolf94. Got a standard game here using Raizone, tweaked it for the new format. It's 95% the same deck, but some cards had to come out from Primal Clash or in Skies, you guys know. Gonna flip the Metagross coin here. Get heads, it's pretty good. We'll get to play first. Alright, and we're still gonna run Zapdos. This card managed to stick around since it got reprinted in Generations, even though it's originally from Roaring Skies. I'm still gonna run this card unless we get something better in future sets. Something, that's a lightning basic Pokemon that isn't weak to fighting, possibly even resist fighting. That would be a good thing. Kind of like Zapdos, Can attack early with Drill Peck. Raging Thunder is a pretty solid attack once it gets going. Okay, so since we have the Rare Candy and the Magnezone, I'm not going to use a supporter this turn. I would be stupid. Unless my opponent ends, we'll be able to get a Magnezone by turn 2, which is as good of a thing you can ask for in a deck like this, pretty much. And my opponent has the Trubbish active, so, Garbodors and stuff, and an Eevee, with the ability that you attach an energy. If it's like a basic energy like water or fire, you can get the respective evolution. Pretty good, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Espeon. I mean, of course I know it's going to be Espeon, but okay, so we get the rare candy, which is fantastic. And I'm going to play Parallel City here since we are going to ditch our hand with Sycamore. Gonna ditch both my recovery cards, both Super Rod and Rescue Stretcher. My recovery from the discard pile. This sucks, but since I got the Magnezone going so early, I'm possibly thinking, I'm gonna just use everything as I get it from now. Get a bunch of energies, use them, be able to power up every Pokemon that I get and stuff. And I don't know if this makes sense, but you guys get what I mean. We didn't have much of a choice. And I do get a bunch of energies and a Sycamore, which is fantastic. And my opponent, gives a smiley, sort of impressed face, surprise face. We'll be able to instantly power up Zapdos, put an energy on Raikou, and then have a Sycamore, a clean Sycamore next turn, ready. And Trubbish is gonna die here. Unfortunately, since I don't have the mine, we do have to hurt one of our guys, Magnezone. Hopefully the softening up doesn't make much of a difference. At least I managed to, use its ability and set up pretty quickly. I mean, it's not like it's gonna die, but just in case, you don't want to soften up your Pokemon. So my opponent is under pressure here. He has to put something down, otherwise, Eevee's going to die next turn. So he Ultra Balls, and naturally he gets the Tapu Lele since he has it. So he'll be able to get a supporter. Sycamore or a Brigitte would be, the ideal choices now. And he does get the Brigitte. Both would be, good choices. I suppose Brigitte might be the best one. Get your basic Pokemon instantly. Get a bunch of Pokemon. He only gets 2 though, which is kind of weird. I didn't really understand it. I'm thinking, are these the only Pokemon he runs? Oh, right, actually, it's the Parallel City. And he gets Tails with the attack, which I guess didn't manage to draw a card through that. So we get the Professor's Letter, which is a good thing to get. I'm going to be able to put all the energies now to Raikou, thin my deck even more, and have, 2 Pokemon ready to go. Pretty good. And we're going to have a clean Sycamore here. So everything is going pretty perfectly for me. You can't ask for anything better with a deck like this. Put the other Magnemite. We do want to get another one out. It's good to have backup. with these Pokemon. And I have the Tapu Lele. There's no reason to play this right now. I have supporters in my hand. And the Talonflame is dead, but, you know, it's not necessary at this point. It's not necessary anymore, this state of the game. So I once again have to attack and soften up Magnezone even more. But what can you do? Uh, we did manage to get some easy kills and have a good prize lead here. And I do get the Magnezone. It makes sense since I have the rare candy. Get the other Magnezone out as well. You know, use my cards. And my opponent, well, there's a bit of lag here going on. But anyway, he gets the Trashalanche Garbodor and puts an energy on it as well. He's also going to end. Since this one doesn't block our abilities, it's not really as much of a threat. And the huge damage it does doesn't really matter, since I don't have, you know, Pokemon that give 2 prizes besides the Tapu Lele. So we get Magneton and a bunch of other useful cards, you know, and worked out okay, even though, you know, we got 4 cards. I'm going to be able to evolve the Magnemite, even though I won't get Magnezone at. And we have the Nest Ball, and, you know, even Brigitte to get Pokemon and N. So he does exactly 120 damage with Garbodor, which is going to get the knockout. But, you know, I can easily retaliate with Raikou and get the kill. And he doesn't have any Pokemon with any other energies, so yeah. So right here, I could have Brigitte. Could have used Brigitte. I usually call her Brigitte. But I like calling her Brigitte too. But anyway, and get 3 Pokemon. But I decide, you know what, I'm going to use Nest Ball, get a Raikou. Mime isn't necessary now that we lost Zapdos. And N, since I'm going to get the kill here, N is going to become much weaker for me, so might as well use N now that I can. And we do get the Mime, so, you know, we are going to play it, even though it's not going to make much difference in the deck that I'm playing against. And use the Professor's Letter. This is pretty good. Grab our energies, attach them, you know, thin the deck with Professor's Letter, and get my Pokemon ready. So we are going to have another Raikou ready here. And have the Magnezone for next turn too. So Thunderlance, it's gonna knock out Garbodor, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the Fighting Fury Belt. It's basically the only thing missing from our setup, I guess. I mean, we got a bunch of energies on the Raikous. You know, the only thing they're missing really is a tool like Fighting Fury Belt to make them even more durable. And he is going to promote the Espeon here. Checking it out, you know. Pretty good. But he doesn't have any energy, you know, and uses Rescue Stretcher. Let's see what he gets. And he's going to grab a bunch of guys for the deck, not the hand. He decided to go with that. I believe if he's only running just a few Pokemon, you know, I suppose it's the right thing to do. And he's going to make a pretty clever play here. That's going to buy him some time. You know, use Guzma and bring out the Magnezone. I do expect this play when, you know, playing decks like this. This is one of the things that they can do and exploit. Decks like Magnezone and Emboar. If they time it right, you know, and get your Emboar active, and you don't have any energies or ways to retreat, you can just lose this way. So it's a pretty clever move. Obviously, I've been playing these kinds of decks for a long time, so I know about these things, which is why I run my Switch and my Floatstone. And, you know, hopefully it doesn't come to attaching a bunch of energies to retreat to Magnezone. But I immediately know, okay, this is what I have to do. And I decide, I think I was debating, yeah, between Skyla for one of my switching cards or Sycamore. And I went with the sort of like riskier play. With Sycamore, we're going to draw a lot of shit. And since we thinned our deck a lot, there's a good chance we're going to see one of the two cards. Both of them are in the deck. None of them is prized. But, you know, I didn't get to see them. So, you know, uh, you could say it was a misplay on my part, but I felt like I'm far ahead in the game. So, you know, even if he gets a turn or something, I'm going to, you know, have my hand and stuff. I do have a hand now, which is better than just getting the switch and then top decking. And I attached Energy Chi to Tapu Lele. This was kind of a misplay on my part. I was thinking that, you know what, you know, we can power up Tapu Lele and hit for weakness since he has Psychic Pokemon. But while it's still going to do pretty good damage when they have a bunch of energies, you can't hit for weakness with Tapu Lele's attack. But anyway, you know, I decide, you know, have another attacker. The Raiku's already anyway. So he plays the Garbodor that has Garbotoxin. That's going to block my abilities, but I kind of do have a lot of energies in play now. And I do have my text for that too. Field Blower. And wow, there's a lot of fucking lag here. Sorry about that, but you know, it's my damn computer. So I do use the Field Blower since we got it. Gonna get rid of my opponent's tools. And gonna have to use Professor Kukui at this point. Draw a bunch of cards, hopefully hit the switch or floatstone. But we don't, unfortunately. And, you know, he's gonna get another turn here, fortunately for him. So his plan is working out nicely, you know. He is managing to stall, you know, get a bunch of energy in play. And I'm thinking of what to do here. If I could have done something, maybe play the Eighth of Paradise, I think, I don't know. But I decide to end my turn. And, you know, at this point, Magnezone is going to die. With the DCE, he can now use his, I think it's called Psychic. He's, you know, heavy damaging attack. But he actually goes for Divide GX, which I guess it makes sense, you know. I thought that, you know, he's either gonna go straight to my bench and attack, which is a clever thing to do since he's stalling there. This is what he has to do if he wants to get back in the game. So my opponent is doing everything he can, using the correct moves. Killing the Magneton, you know, since it's an easy target. And softening up the Raikou. So I put another Magnemite down and I decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to do my best to end here and thin the deck and stuff. But it's not really going to thin since we're shuffling more cards than we're going to draw. But I decided I do want to try and hit the switch. And I don't, but we hit the Skyla. So at least I know that I'm going to get it next turn guaranteed. But I do have to pass again here for the third turn, I think. So my opponent, you know, his plan worked out nicely. You know, if he managed to get at least 3 turns out of the Guzma, you know, it's pretty good for him. This game would have been pretty over if that guy didn't get stuck, Magnezone. So my opponent uses Super Rod, shuffling some of his Pokemon and a Psychic Energy in the deck. And at this point, he is going to knock out Magnezone. So Now it doesn't matter if I get a switching card or not. He doesn't have much of a choice, and there's the cooling system problem here with my computer. Sorry about that, but what can I do? Don't have the optimized quality I would like to have. So I decided to end here. I didn't bench the Magnemite, it seems. Don't know why, but whatever. And we do get the switch now anyway, now that we don't really need it. So I do attack the Espeon here. And the thing is, if Espeon goes, he doesn't have any energy in play, once again, on anybody. So yeah. Because of the Aether Stadium and the Fury Belt, I should be able to survive here as well. He won't be able to kill me even though I do have 3 energies on Raikou. But let's see what he does. You know, he's thinking hard. You know, puts down the Tapu Lele here. So he's going to be able to grab a supporter. Decides to go with Akerola, which he is going to use. He's basically going to grab the Espeon here and try to, you know, stall even more, get rid of the damage. It's actually the correct play, probably, you know, because this way, even though he can attach 2 energies at once this turn, he will be able to confuse me and sort of force me to burn energies to retreat and kind of slowly kill me, you know, slowly take me out. You know, that's the best thing he can do right now, and he's doing it. But, you know, unfortunately for him, I do have the switch, so we won't have to burn energy. I mean, Raikou only needs 1 to retreat, but still, you know, you'd rather not. So I use Skyla, and I believe I'm going to grab the energy retrieval. I'm checking my deck here. But yeah, I was debating to get the energy retrieval or the choice band, and naturally I went with the energy retrieval. You know, grab a bunch of energies from the discard pile and keep putting them on the Tapu Lele. Since I started, you know, I put 1 energy on him, I'm going to continue to invest on him at this point. It doesn't really matter to put more energies on the Raikou since they can attack. They have enough energies to attack. And I did debate here to put it on this Raikou. I was just thinking, I think I was doing some maths. You know, if I put a bunch of energies and have the choice band, can I get the 1-shot kill? But, you know, I still wasn't going to be able to. I think I would have been like 10 damage short or something anyway. So we put on the Tapu Lele attack. And my opponent is in the same situation as before. You know, he can't really do much if he decides to attack and even possibly kills Raikou. You know, the other Raikou is going to come in for the kill, and then he's stuck with no energy and Pokemon again. So he doesn't have much of a choice at this point anyway, so he decides to attach a DCE and you know, he's going to be able to take out Raikou since it has so many energies. You know, even worse with the Field Blower, he gets rid of my Fury Belt and the Stadium, the Aether Paradise, Aether Stadium. So yeah. So we get the other Raikou here, which we're probably going to bench, but probably can't really power it up anymore. Put the Raikou down, and I'm going to put the... Well, we're going to Skyla first, see what we can get, and I don't really have much. Naturally, I'm going to get the choice band this time. There's not really much else to get. And I decided to keep it around. There's no reason to put it on something since I am going to get the knockout with the Raikou here, I don't need it. And while it's unlikely for Raikou to die in one hit next turn, there's no reason to put it on. We might want to put it on Tapu Lele. So I believe it's at this point that my opponent is going to promote something out and then scoop. He couldn't really do much of anything here. You know, he's thinking who to promote, and he decides to promote Garbodor here. So yeah, this is my game. He managed to get pretty close though. But I hope you guys subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would really appreciate it if you leave a like. This helps me. Uh, Hopefully you share this with your friends if they like Magnus and Raikou. I think I've done a pretty good job with this sort of deck, you know. I've got some pretty good games with it. And yeah, I do attach the choice band even though there's no reason. And we're gonna go straight for the kill. But I hope you share this video. Like I said, like Magnezone and Raikou. If your friends like Magnezone and Raikou and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it here in the mystery box. And MVP, Raikou. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. What up? What's up?